Yes, people, and the next guest on the show tonight, the voice of the BKFC. It's Mr. Live Worldwide himself, Jeff Houston. What's happening, mate?
Hey, what do you know, Lou? What do you say, Lou? How you doing?
I'm all good, mate. How are you, pal?
Not doing too bad. As you can see behind me, I am back where I belong, back in Loudmouth Central. Mr. Live Worldwide is ready to rock.
Looks like a lovely little studio you've got there, mate.
Yeah, it's my nice little studio back home. We made the move back from Florida to Texas, and my house back in Texas, I just happen to have this awesome recording studio.
Do you do much music or out like Jeff?
Music, unfortunately, I was blessed with a beautiful voice, but not a singing voice.
Yeah,
So, unfortunately, no. But as far as voiceover works and sound bits and such, yes, very much so.
class. So, what's been happening lately with you, mate? What have you been up to?
Oh, just plugging along as only I can do with Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship and all of my other clients. Got some exciting stuff coming up in 2024. And an exciting note to close out 2023, I will be making a return to one of my favorite clients, Road FC, on December the 16th back in Seoul, South Korea. I'm very, very excited. It has been 4 long years since I have last stepped in the cage with Road FC. Fantastic MMA organization. I'm going to be side by side with my girl, Lenny Hart. You know, the both of us together, forget about it. I mean, we blow the roof off of anywhere. I can do that myself, Lou. You know that. But
Yeah.
the combination of Mr. Live Worldwide and the Pride Scream Queen, whew, that's a dangerous combination. So we're excited about that. And then, of course, to finish out the year for 2024, coming up for BKFC is BKFC 56, and that you've seen the card for that already. It's going to be the biggest bare knuckle extravaganza the world has ever seen.
Yeah, 100%. And like you say there, when you said you take the roof off and that, like a lot of the UK fighters will agree with me. Like when you're there and we're in the presence of yourself, it's just like wow, this is the full works. Do you know what I mean? This is the business. Like the American announcer coming over and the voice that you've got, just everything about you, mate. You're unbelievable at your job, and everybody over here loves it.
And I appreciate that. And the reason for that is because I give my entire life to it. You know,
Yes.
I remember at the beginning when I was given advice from those announcer journeymen who were years ahead of me. They would
Yeah.
always give me advice to be versatile. Try this, try that. Don't spread yourself too thin. I never wanted to do that. I wanted to commit myself 100% to this position because I knew that I was going to make something of it. So that's why I've always given all of my life. 20 years. 20 years I have been on the microphone. Of course, I didn't really start making a strong push to the hoop as far as a career until about 2006 when I discovered MMA,
Yeah.
for the first time. And then when I started really I mean, I'd always been a combat sports fan for as long as I can remember. I go all the way back to the 80s when we're talking about the awesome American kickboxing days.
Yeah.
The days of Bad Brad Hefton, Don the Dragon Wilson, so many, badass kickboxers,
Yeah.
that ended up getting badass movie deals back in the day on top of that.
Yeah.
Um, I'd always been a combat sports fan, and I was finally able to dip my toes into the MMA world in 2006. And at that point, I said to myself, this is going to be a career now. And the only way that it's going to happen for me is if I devote myself 100% all time, every time. And that's what I've done. I give everything that I have. When I get on that microphone, it's my entire life. It's my entire world. It is not just a job. It is a philosophy. It is who I am. When I take my last breath on this planet, people are going to remember that Mr. Live Worldwide was known for this. And I'm totally at peace and happy with that.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And like, I know you'll absolutely love your job, mate, but everybody has like the off days and that. Have you ever like had to go like obviously to work in the ring and like being off, but you still had to give all that presence and the performance that you put on type of thing?
Oh, of course. I mean, I'm human. I'm
Yeah.
human. You could, I'm not the kind of person to come up to you and, tell you that I'm Cyberdyne Model 101. I don't think that
Yeah.
I don't think of myself that way in any way. I'm no Terminator. I'm a human being just like anybody else, and I have my off days. But I know when the off day I know when the off day is going to show itself, and the off days are always going to show itself behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna do it out front. I'm never gonna do it out front. I can't tell you how many times I found myself sick as a dog out there in the ring. You know, once I was done with the introductions, I remember one time I was literally running back and forth to the bathroom to throw up. I was sweating. I was probably 103, 104 degree Fahrenheit temperature. It was just absolutely hell. But you'll never know that
Yeah.
out front. You'll never know that out front. Behind the scenes, hell yeah, I have bad days just like anybody else. I'm not going to say that I don't, but I know when to put on the good times, and the good times for me is always out there. Bad days, if you're backstage, you might see a bad day. You'll never see one out front. I make mistakes just like anybody else. Hey, unfortunately, I did make the mistake not too long ago when I did a BKFC London show. And did I accidentally announce a wrong winner? It happens to the best of us. Every
Oh, of
single
course.
everybody. I don't care if your last name is Buffer. I don't care if your last name is Lennon. I don't care who you are in the announcing world. You have made that mistake, and you've made it live on television.
Yeah.
You just have, yeah.
It was what it was, mate. I've seen it happen in boxing quite a few times. It happens, mate, doesn't it?
It's a brain fart. It's a brain fart is what it is. And it reminds you that you're human. It reminds you that you're not infallible, that you do
Yeah.
make mistakes. But, you have to look at, how they hold people up to the standards when it comes to television. When you're on television, you're expected to be perfect. And, it's very subjective what we do. We're going to get people, no matter how good we are, somebody is going to find something wrong with what you've done. So
Yeah.
that's why that never really concerns me. Those kind of situations to where I see people, who are commenting or giving me any kind of criticism on my work, they haven't done what I do at that level. So why should I take what you say to heart? Why should I give a fuck what you say if you haven't been where I've been and, been there under the bright lights, under the camera lights, and understand what kind of pressure is like? For me, I'm gonna be honest with you, Lou, it's not pressure. It's fun.
Yeah. I can see that, mate. I can see that you love doing it. When are we going to see Jeff back in the UK? Are you coming to BKFC 55?
I really wish that I were. I'm going to be talking with BKFC next year, and we're going to be. I'm going to be making better strides to start really making the international shows. I really, really do miss BKFC UK. Every time I go over there, I have a fantastic time. The fighters are always so accommodating. The staff over there is so accommodating. And I've seen crazy times. I've seen badass times. There's nothing that the UK can't throw at me that I'm not ready for. I'm absolutely ready for it all. So, I believe that you're going to see Mr. Live Worldwide back in the UK. I was supposed to work the BKFC Bulgaria event, but unfortunately that fell through in itself. And I would have loved to have done BKFC 55 in Leeds. But
Yeah.
just this year, the company is working, with so much over here. And I know that there's a lot of people that would like to see me, over there adding what I add to the brand. And
Yeah.
it'll happen. It'll happen, Lou. I'm not really worried about it, but I'd love to be in Leeds. Let me just tell you that. I'd love to be in Leeds.
Yeah, it'd be great to have you, mate. Have you looked through the card of Leeds? What do you think of it?
It's a strong card. It's absolutely a strong card. But you never know what kind of card you're gonna get with BKFC UK. You know,
Yeah.
you get curveballs thrown at you all the time, and you get fighters that you don't know too much about, and they come out and they give you a banger like you ain't never seen. They put on a bare knuckle clinic. They
Yeah.
put on an absolute bare knuckle clinic, and there's an urgency that I've seen when it comes to the UK fighters that sometimes I don't always see stateside. I
Yeah.
see that urgency to get in there, draw first blood, put the foot on the gas as much as they possibly can. So there is a difference between the pace that the UK fighters set and a pace that the American bare knuckle fighters set. So that's
Yeah.
why I always like to get them to come together. And, you wonder who's going to adapt to which pace.
Yeah.
That's
Definitely.
that's what makes it interesting. Danny Christie, though, that's my boy right there. That's my boy, Danny. Danny, the bare knuckle bastard, man. He is,
Yeah.
dude. I mean, I love that he gets these opportunities with BKFC UK, but I would love to see him stateside. I would
Oh,
love to see him stateside. I believe that he would be a real threat to the division.
yeah, definitely. Like the fight that everybody, like, no disrespect to Jared, this is an amazing fight, and no way should anybody be underestimated.
No. I'm excited for Jared. I'm excited for Jared. I mean, it's another
Yeah,
test. And Jared is another one of those fighters who loves to be tested. He
yeah,
doesn't shy away from fights. He understands that this is a great opportunity, but he also understands that he's going into, I wouldn't necessarily say enemy territory, but I would definitely say that it's a territory that he's not too used to. But
yeah,
I think at that same point, that's what brings out the good fighter. That's what brings out the fighter within, is that they get that opportunity. They understand that they're somewhat in hostile territory, but they're going to bring out the best of themselves. And I just think that's an awesome matchup.
yeah, definitely, mate. And it's just going to be a sellout, 100%. It's going to be a sellout. So the atmosphere is going to be electric, mate.
I know. I'm so going to miss it, and I'm so sorry that I am. I really am. But don't worry about it. Like I said, I'm going to be talking with BKFC, and I'm going to be letting them know, hey guys, it's imperative that you have me over there, because I mean, we've got the BKFC brand. The BKFC brand is known for certain people. The BKFC brand is known for Sean Wheelock. The BKFC brand is known for Chris Lytle. The BKFC brand is known for Mr. Live Worldwide. There are certain people that are within the production that add to it. I'm not saying that we're the whole damn show, because we're not. We are
Yeah.
merely a spoke. We are merely a spoke on the wheel. But if I may say so for myself, I am the best fucking dressed spoke on that damn wheel.
Yeah. Everybody plays the part, don't they, and the play it mint.
They do. They absolutely do. And as you can see, big things are happening for BKFC. David Feldman, just got out of a meeting with DAZN.
I know. I see.
You saw that, but he also was talking with Fox Sports. He was talking with Fox Sports on top of that. So there's so many possibilities in 2024 of the direction of the company as far as television rights. There's so many different places that we could go, and I'm very excited to see who ends up becoming the exclusive television provider to Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship.
Yeah, that'll be crazy, mate. Imagine like BKFC just being on the DAZN subscription and that, and like getting televised worldwide on the DAZN app. Like that'd be all the boxing fans that would come over. It'd be amazing, mate.
And they're gonna and DAZN, is synonymous with boxing. It has been. I mean, that's how it started. DAZN started with boxing, and now you're bringing the most exciting combat sport on planet Earth possibly over to that platform. You're going to get the boxing fans excited about bare knuckle fighting. Now, I'm not going to lie. Boxing fans, I think, are the hardest to convert as far as fight fans.
Yeah,
MMA fans, UFC fans love
yeah, love us.
BKFC because they're loyal to brands and they
Yeah,
understand brand recognition and what the brand does for the sport.
yeah,
You have your bare knuckle fans, and then you have your BKFC fans. You have your MMA fans, and then you have your UFC fans.
yeah,
It is divided there. But with boxing fans, there's always been it's very traditional. It's very conservative. You see some blood wars every now and then, but for the most part, it is what's called the old school gentleman's sport. Always
yeah,
has been and always will be. And as you can see, it still draws. Everybody says boxing's dead. Boxing's dead. No, it's not. Boxing is selective as far as its prize fighters. So I
yeah.
don't think it's dead, because every now and then you turn out, you turn out the big numbers. You have the big matchups. So it's not dead, it's just selective.
Yeah, definitely. And just being on that platform alone, it's not even just boxing, it's all the other sports to cover, all the YouTube influencers that are involved with the zone now. Like even Eddie Hearn, all Eddie Hearn's full roster is the zone in it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
And and it's interesting with the you know the influencers have gotten so much crap from the public as far as their involvement in combat sports.
I
And I
think,
just and it's usually just the old school. It's usually the old school fans that don't like the idea of people just coming in, not necessarily paying the dues that the generation before them paid. I'm
yeah,
like, I'm like, but that's entertainment. That's the way that the entertainment world is working. I mean, that's like getting mad at the UFC for creating the Ultimate Fighter. That's like
yeah,
getting mad at WWE for creating Tough Enough.
yeah,
There are outlets that are going to come in, and you have to remember the numbers that these influencers are bringing over. These guys are bringing over more eyeballs than the
yeah,
majority of the fighters that are already contracted on the card bring over. So it is what it is. Is there a little bit of, I guess you could say, technical prowess that we lose from the fighters when we invite the social media influencers over? Yes, there is. There is a little bit, but for the most part, you give them an opportunity to develop, to see if there is a fighter in this person at all. Why
yeah,
not? Why not beta test it? Why not give them the opportunity to try? Give them the opportunity to try. The opportunities are so different now than they were several generations ago when it comes to bringing up fighters. Give them the opportunity. If it doesn't work, hey, nothing wrong with the good old college try, right, Lou?
yeah, 100%, mate. It's like I think they deserve it, mate. They put the graft in, they build their own brands, they're building the social media. I stress to the lads, the fighters all the time who don't build the social medias and that. I'm like, if you don't build your social media, your character, your brand, like you're basically not gonna go nowhere. You need to build yourself, don't you?
I hate social media for that part. I really, really do. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie because it could be exhausting, and there's so much that you have to share with other people. And there are just certain, segments of my life that I prefer to keep private.
Yeah,
I mean, there are, you'll every now and then you'll see me post, something private going on in my life. But for
yeah,
the most part, I don't want to put it out there for everyone. I don't necessarily want everybody to know where I am every second of every day.
yeah, like
And
that. Yeah,
the only reason why I would do that is if I knew that I was, monetizing from my social media. I mean, if I'm making above average pay for being a social media influencer, well, then that's your job.
yeah,
Then that's your job. Your job is to turn out content.
yeah,
But as of right now, for where I am in my position, the majority that I'm going to turn out as far as social media content is what I'm going to be doing, when working or when,
yeah, of course.
getting to work, leaving work, whatever. And every now and then I'll post a little something about myself, but it will be every now and then. And
Yeah,
that's just the way that I look at it. But I understand the importance of it. Social media has completely changed business constructs for, entertainers and for anybody out there trying to get their brand recognized. It has completely changed the game.
yeah, it's crazy. Like everything runs through social media and the internet now, doesn't it? Everything.
It does everything, everything. It has absolutely changed the way that we function as a society. Good or bad? Yeah, a little bit of both. A little bit of both. Let's just go ahead and let's say it. I'm not going to say that it's all bad, but let's just say that it is a little bit of both. You can't have one without the other. But let's start talking about more positive stuff. Come on now, Lou. Come on now. Hit
Yes.
me. Hit me with it. Hit me with it.
What shows? What fight you looking forward to most at BKFC 56?
Probably the main event, as far as something different for BKFC, because that's when we debut the BKFC King of Violence Championship, which is BKFC's answer to the BMF belt with the UFC.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Very simple, very very similar promotional belt. I can't think of two fighters that I would rather see for the inauguration of this belt rather than Eddie Alvarez and Platinum Mike Perry. I'm really really excited. So that right there, you know, just when you think that, within 2023, we can't make our cards any bigger, we do.
Yeah.
We do. And not only that, we have got 4 championships total on the entire card. I mean, if you're looking at it from a fan standpoint, talk about getting your money's worth. And I do believe that this particular one is going to be for the BKFC app. I do not believe that this is going to be on a pay-per-view basis. So that makes it even better. That makes it even better that everybody who's subscribing for the BKFC app gets this awesome card without any additional cost. Any additional cost on that. I mean, and look at what we got. I mean, we got Ben Rothwell and Todd Duffy. That's going to be badass because everybody's been wondering what's been going on with Todd. I mean, the last time that we saw Todd, he fought over there in KSW.
Yes.
That was the last time that we saw Todd. Now, to see another heavyweight toe the line who's got this immense, massive MMA background against someone like Ben Rothwell, I mean, wow, that one's got wow written all over it. That is Godzilla and King Kong personified. I can't wait for that. Of course, then we've got Christine Faria and Beck Rawlings, for a rematch for the flyweight championship. That's going to be exciting right there. I think we're going to get the fight that we should have gotten at BKFC 41. When they, we were I was in the middle of announcing it. Conor McGregor comes in out of nowhere, showing his support for Beck Rawlings. And unfortunately, there was a injury early into the fight, and it did require a doctor stoppage. I don't think that's going to be
as well, wasn't it?
It was a great fight. It was going great. I think it would have been a classic if it had gone the distance. I think that we're going to get that classic this time around. I believe that Beck is probably knowing what to avoid as far as, I mean, she's probably been watching that tape back and forth, left and right, up and down to make sure that does not happen again.
Yeah,
absolutely. And then, of course, we've got the World Featherweight Championship, Kai Hefty Bag Stewart on his first title defense, in my opinion, which is probably going to be his biggest challenge to date against Howard H.D. Davis.
Some challenge, like it's some challenge for him.
I think so. I think so, because anybody who knows Kai Stewart knows his world class wrestling background. So this guy is an athlete. He is an athlete personified. But Howard Davis has just been absolutely mowing through the competition. He's been doing such a fantastic job. And with his win and loss record, he definitely puts himself in contention as the number 1 contender for the featherweight championship. So we're excited about that. And then, I mean, we got a king of violence, but I've always felt that the baddest men on the planet represented the heavyweight division, just like they did back in the old school, back in the heavyweight boxing days. Mike Tyson, you called him the baddest man on the planet for a reason. It was the heavyweights that always were the baddest motherfuckers on the planet. But it's going to be AJ Adams and Mick Terrell. And this is going to be a rematch, I believe, from BKFC 19. Yeah. And Mick was not 100% going into that fight. He even said that he was sick. He was ill. He was going into this, he said 50% at absolute best. He says right now that he's in the best shape of his life. He says he's getting a full-on camp. He's going to get that out there early enough to make sure that he acclimates to the weather there in Salt Lake City. And AJ Adams, if he ends up winning this, he ends up making history as becoming heavyweight champion for the 3rd time. Only person in BKFC history to ever do that. So, God, I mean, just the feature fight to the main event is amazing. And what's amazing about it is that the heavyweight championship isn't even the feature fight. That just shows how badass this card is.
I can't believe that. Is it honestly, this isn't going to be a pay-per-view? Is this all going to be included with a monthly subscription on the app?
As of right now, from everything. Now, I don't know if that will change. I do not know if that will change because I know in just a little bit, they're actually going to be having the BKFC opening press conference. And that's going to be at the Maverick Center. Should be actually going down pretty soon. It should, if it's not going down right now on the BKFC app, and they may release some information on that. But as of right now, from the information that I've been given, it's just going to be on the BKFC app.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's quality. And for, like you say, for the cost of like a coffee, you can have all this entertainment, action, news, everything for all within that subscription of that tiny fee a month.
$7.99 a month. $7.99 a month. Now, people have said, oh, well, it's going to be too good to be true because at one point costs are going to go up. I'm like, but so what if costs go up at one point? People need to realize that this is a business and this is how it works. And this is how it works. At one point, it's always going to go up, but it's not going to go up to the point to where you can't manage it.
Yeah,
it'll never be a cost that is unmanageable for our BKFC fight fans. Now, saying this, I'm not saying that it is going to go up, but I also know how the cost of living goes, and I do understand when it comes to overall inflation, it's bound to happen, and it may happen when we take on our television provider. I mean, I have no idea what the future holds as far as the broadcasting for BKFC, but I do know is that it will never be outside of unmanageable. It will not be. And the funny thing about it is, here's the funny thing, Lou, the people who are saying that if it goes up and it's unmanageable are the same people who are probably spending over $1,000 a year at being, true hardcore UFC fans.
Yeah. Oh, $100
costs over $1,000. It costs like 15 if you're getting all the pay-per-views, all the ESPN2s. If you're looking at all the overall costs to be a UFC fan, on a hardcore UFC fan, and you don't miss anything, you're spending like $1,500 a year.
That's crazy.
A year just from watching it. And God forbid that you go to a UFC show and you want to get tickets. They're some of the most expensive tickets in combat sports. They absolutely are. And you could come to BKFC for a fraction of the cost and be entertained from moment one to moment done. I'm not knocking UFC, but I'm just saying that if you want the most entertaining sport at a fraction of the cost, here it is.
Yeah, there's no sport like it. I'm not just saying this to big it up, but like witnessing all sports live, there's no feeling like watching bare knuckle fighting championship as just the adrenaline rush from yourself, just watching the action. It's totally different ball game.
20 years on the microphone, and I can honestly tell you, out of all the combat sports that I have worked with, and I've worked with almost all of them, with the exception of slap fighting and pillow fighting. I don't foresee myself going those routes anytime soon, and trust me, I'm happy with that. But out of all of those, bare knuckle fighting has a very special place in my heart because honestly, number one, I was the first ring announcer in United States history to have worked a totally legal state-sanctioned bare knuckle fighting event in United States history. Now, of course, the UK has a long history of bare knuckle fighting way before that we brought it to mainstream attention, and I give credit where credit is due. But the way that David Feldman has portrayed bare knuckle fighting to the rest of the world, nobody else has ever done. Nobody else has done it the way that we've done it. And that's not a slap in the face. That's not tantamount to treason for any other bare knuckle fighting event that's out there. Dave is happy for the competition. He actually says, good luck with all the competition. I don't have a problem with having competition. He said, what I have a problem with is people doing it right. He said, I want people to do it. If I am going to have competition, I want people to do it right. If you're doing it wrong, if you're doing it the wrong way, and you're doing it for a way that does not benefit the sport itself, he's like, then I want nothing to do with it. Understandably so. But yeah, bare knuckle fighting is definitely the most exciting combat sport on planet Earth today. That is not a term of endearment, like I say at each and every show. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I love bare knuckle fighting. I can't take my eyes off it when I'm watching it.
Yeah, same. Exciting shows coming up as well. So what have you got planned like for now? Have you got much planned going on for the next few weeks?
No, actually, I'm taking some much needed time off for the next couple of weeks. We just moved back to our location just outside of San Antonio, Texas. So we're down here in southern Texas. And we got the holiday coming up in the next 2 weeks, Thanksgiving holiday here. So right now it's just, we just finished unpacking, and now it's just getting the house together and reconnecting with old friends and taking a little time to, taking a little downtime and appreciating moving back home. That's really what we're focusing on as of right now. 2024 is just going to be outrageously busy. It's definitely going to be the most busiest year of my career. I honestly foresee that. So I am enjoying the calm before the storm 100%, Lou.
Yeah, before it goes 120 miles an hour.
Shit, 120. We got a cockeyed optimist here, man. I'm thinking more like 220.
Class. But it's, before we wrap it up, mate, I don't want to keep you for too long. Is there anything else that you want to share with us, mate?
Yeah, actually I do, Lou. I'm gonna drop a little something that I haven't dropped with anybody else as of yet.
Exclusive. Exclusive.
Exclusive right here on the Fuse, man. On the Fuse with Lou, absolutely. I am actually getting a custom hopper tie for this particular one. Now everybody know, I don't know if you know, but those who have been following me know that I have a specific tie that I wear, and it's called the hopper tie. And I get it from a company called Rudy Design. The first time that I saw this company was actually on Etsy, because I was looking for a signature look, something different that no one else had ever done. And this woman from Lithuania, her name is Ruta, came up with this incredible groundbreaking design of taking the bow tie and turning it the other way, and turning and having it go vertical instead of horizontal. I took one look at that and I was like, hell yeah. That is so different. I said, I have never seen anything like that before. And I'd be the first person in the world to be rocking that design. So, we ended up working out a deal to where now all I wear are the hopper ties. We have the Mr. Live Worldwide line out. So I actually have my own tie line. You guys can check that out at rudytie.com. That's rutytie.com. That's where I get them from. She is making me something very personalized and very, very special for BKFC 56. It should be coming probably within less than 2 weeks from now, and I will be releasing a unboxing video across all of my social media handles. So stay tuned for that. But I haven't told anybody about this particular tie yet, Lou. I haven't even seen it because I always tell Ruta I always want to be 100% surprised. I don't want any spoilers. I mean, it takes away from the sincerity of the unboxing videos. I want to be 100% sincere, and I want to be 100% surprised. So that's what you're going to see for BKFC 56, something very, very special. I don't even know what it is, but let's just say that I was talking to her. I was talking to Ruta. She said, I have never put this much time, effort, and technique into a tie like I have for you on this one.
Unbelievable. I remember
so
watching the video of your unboxing, and they come so beautifully packaged in that, don't they?
Oh yeah. She's 100%. Now we're working on number 2, and number 2 is going to be suit sponsors, and we're actually currently working on that as of right now. I'm going to be working with a specific tailor that is going to be releasing some groundbreaking suit jackets, unlike anything that you've ever seen. That's going to be in 2024, and a lot of this is my design. A lot of this is going to be my design, and no one in the world is wearing a design like this.
Lovely.
Nobody.
What was the website again that you just said there, just so I can put it on the video?
Oh, I'd appreciate that. That's rutytie.com. rutytie.com. And what you're going to be looking for, they're called hopper ties. HOPPER. Hopper ties. There you go. On the lower third, rutytie.com. Appreciate that, Lou. Thank you very much for that. Definitely. I mean, and the best thing about these kind of ties is that they work for everything. They work for formal events. They work for casual events. There are so many different options. And if you want a tie from somebody who, in my opinion, who I believe is a true innovator of fashion, Ruta is definitely a innovator is definitely, and that's coming from Mr. Live Worldwide. You've seen my ties, you've seen my jackets. I'm not going to steer you wrong. I'm not gonna take you someplace you don't want to go. I'm gonna take you to Fashion Central. So let me take you there and check them out.
Class. Is there anything else, any other sponsors or anything like that you want to share with us, bro?
Well, I just want everybody to make sure to check out the BKFC app. Make sure to tune in to the press conference, which should be going down momentarily on the BKFC app. Make sure to check out BKFC Bulgaria, which is going to be going down on November 17th. And then in your neck of the woods, BKFC 55 Leeds, England on November 18th, which is going to be a badass card. Once again, I really wish that I could be there with you guys, rocking and rolling, having a good time, and then enjoying several pints after.
Pints.
Several pints after. Absolutely. But it will happen. It will happen, Lou. We will get it done. I will get it back in that neck of the woods. And we will, we will all have just a smashing good time. So that's just no problem whatsoever, brother. But as far as sponsors, no, just thanks to everybody, who still appreciates what I do for a living. Thank you to all my fans. Thank you to everybody who reaches out and, has just nothing but kind words to say to me. I mean, I'm just doing my job. I'm living my life. I'm living my philosophy. And if you happen to dig what I do for a living, well, then I thank you for taking a moment out of your busy day to check me out.
Amazing, mate. I really appreciate you coming on as well today, mate, and giving me your time and doing the podcast.
I need more time on the Fuse UK. I need to be on here more often, brother. I need to be talking. I mean, we need to get this energy through the friggin' roof. I always have a good time with you, Lou. You always ask good questions. You try to keep it on topic about the person himself. So anytime you want me on, brother, I'm here.
Amazing, mate. Thank you very much, mate. We'll stay in touch and we'll get back on a podcast soon, mate. But I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, bro.
I certainly will. And guys, the Fuse UK, this is where it starts and this is where it finishes. If you're not watching already, what the hell are you waiting for?
Get up there, Jeff Houston. Thank you very much, bro. And I'll speak soon.
Thank you, brother.
Bye, mate. Bye. Yes, people, much appreciated there. The voice of the BKFC, Mr. Worldwide, Jeff Houston. What a guy. What a guy. I'm going to put his social medias in the description, so make sure you head over there and give my man a follow. Thank you very much, people. Much appreciated. This podcast was sponsored by RSD, Recoveries and Transportations. Thank you very much, brother. Much appreciated as always, man.